get their views one-on-one, so you can understand what their needs are in the community, because there is definitely a shortage of soccer fields throughout Cumberland. And it's an area, and it's full-size soccer field.
Full size.
And it is an issue, like they're playing in stormwater management areas.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I think this is.
So to do a full size here might be something that they would actually galvanize on.
But don't just take it from us.
No, we won't.
We encourage you to.
Well, and that's why I'm also saying we
Yeah.
have a full consultation to reach out. There's a lot of groups I need to speak to.
Because we also know that if it is a full size, that will be for sports teams only. There will be no open space.
But that's okay, because we have the other one, which is the mini park, which is for residents to use anytime they want. And we're meeting both needs.
Yeah, and we can't do everything on every plan, that's why we start showing other things as well. So you see the field here, but then we've also included, this is again, the naturalized area with what we call accessible trails as well. So there would be a surface to the trails that would actually be, anybody could go in and use them. And again, the interpretation would occur because it is a beautiful end of the island. It's kind of, or island, whatever. It's kind of where you want to naturally be drawn for that kind of experience.
Sorry, what's number 3?
This is 3. Oh, sorry, what is number 3? Oh, Park, Sundial, Gateway, Hydro. So it's just, it's landscape ideas for feature things. Like when you get drawn in, it's nice to come in and go by something that's kind of neat or cool or draws the eye, and that's also what the kids remember. Hey, I want to go to the park that has this or this or this. And then again, like, you know, we got a nice lookout going on here. It's all about your park experience going in there. It's about when you go there. Often, most parks you go, you put your seat down and you watch the kids play soccer. It's more like there's a whole experience that happens in the park that's more than just the single purpose as to why you go there. Now you have year-round reasons to go there perhaps as well. These things tend to turn into, depending on your neighborhood, they can turn into cross-country trails as stuff in the winter as well, so that you get 4-season use.
They won't have parking for, that's a large piece of area. If you put a sports field like that, then you're going to need accessible parking.
So parking is built into the Frank Kenny, future Frank Kenny road drawings, which are already publicly available. Parking actually is already, I think it's in this area here. You'll see on the plan that it's already, if you go look at the.
When you go look at this plan here.
Yeah, you'll see the parking is already there.
We
So
might
you
have
have to readjust your plan accordingly.
And there's one on here as well.
No, but
That's just
but the 2032 parking
Yes, yeah.
is actually, I think you might want to look at that, is right there close to that field.
But we would also, once Frank Kenny goes in, we can take advantage of Frank Kenny.
So just to clarify, originally, when they built that, that was gonna be an outdoor hockey rink, but because we already have a outdoor hockey rink, full-size, the Cardinal Creek Rink of Dreams in the Cardinal Creek Community Park, there's no need for a hockey rink anymore, because we have 4 that are going right now. We are definitely fully saturated in terms of hockey.
Highly used.
Highly used, yeah, like the basketball court, highly used. However, soccer has been identified as a major need, and the other thing that's been identified as a major need is a reasonable dog park.
No.
How long would it take to walk from the other park to this park?
4 minutes, 5 minutes.
For those options, I mean, there's always an option of a combination, like, okay, dog
Yes.
park, not here, put it there, and this there.
That's
this.
the reason for these. It's a lot easier for us to show you ideas
Yeah.
versus a blank slate. In my experience, I don't think I've ever seen one concept plan accepted. It's been a combination or alterations because of various community considerations that are requested. The goal for us, now if I can just explain, so we have these, is that I want to make these into a full digital accessible format to share with you and your website and put on perhaps a city website as well. We're looking to to gather whatever information we can or whatever comments we can over the next little while to do an early spring consultation. Depending what I learn with my soils and where I have to pivot and how it adjusts my costs, I'm sometime between mid to late January all the way through to April, depending on how I need to adjust the plan regarding all the information we're in the middle of gathering. The goal of that is to have a community-specific consultation. Once we've received all the comments, come up with what we think is a concept plan that is final, based on the concepts, or based on comments, I mean, but also give a tabulation of comments as to how we arrived at that decision. And if that decision, again, then at that time, depending on how we go from there, we'll proceed through.
Could we ask you to come back on May 4th at our annual general meeting to present the final plan?
I'd like to hold a specific one, but I will also bring it to them.
Okay, perfect.
No problem.
Okay.
I already promised to be at your May AGM, and I will.
Thank you.
The timeline for this, if you, once everything is approved, is, when you're talking about the roadways not going to be built until 2033, is this scheduled to be completed prior to that? or
Yes, it is.
that-
Yes, it is. So when the roadway comes in, there may be some adjustments at that time, for
So
certain.
your temporary parking may be needed. I see you've got some gravel already set in.
That's right.
During already.
We already have some gravel
Yeah.
plans.
So you may end up with a couple, like even where the proposed roadway is going to go, temporary.
And by the time that roadway's into detailed design, you're gonna have a guy like me, or probably my replacement by that time, saying, hey, I need on-street parking, I need this, I need that, and I need a pathway connection, all that stuff. That's all integrated into the whole design process.
That's the only way you're going to get it used. You need, I mean, I watch the people, a lot of walk, because I'm on where the old Trim Road is now.
Okay.
It has now become a very busy dog walking section, it's called Safari Court. So everybody comes from that area, walks down there, and crosses at the lights, and goes into the park area. The weekend is just unbelievable amount of foot traffic that goes down, just with dogs, just down.
Yeah.
Excluding bicycles and whatnot.
And it's all over the city.
Oh, yeah.
It's quite, that's why you see us incorporating these things. You know, back in my history, I'm from a former Nepean, and they said, you know, we don't have enough money for people, not dogs. But then, because they were blessed with the NCC Greenbelt everywhere, but things have changed significantly. And we've now built dog parks all over the city. And it's in suburban areas. The last one we completed was Riverside South, which is just as suburban as it is here.
So just two other points, if I may. There are two pedestrian crosswalks that are planned in the future Frank Kennedy, so 2032. But, so, you know, this is looking at a 2017, 2018, starting in the fall, I think it's 2017 we're looking at.
For construction,
To start the construction, put the shovel in the ground.
I need to coordinate with the road.
Yeah.
And that's, sorry, when I say the road, I mean the infrastructure project.
Yeah.
We will coordinate with them. So that part, I'm still,
But they've got a drop deadline, I think, for infrastructure funds that are gonna be spent by, I think, August 30th, or August 31st,
2018?
2017. No, the money needs to be spent in 2017.
Oh, fine. Boy, they got a problem then. Yeah.
They do have a problem.
I have to coordinate with them
That's
no
another
matter
story.
what. Yeah, so.
So just to clarify, in the original park plans that Joe Moshi came and presented here, he's showing a crossing very close to here, around here where the big 90-degree turn is. So there'll be a crossing here, and then there's a natural, actually it's here, it's right here. This is the entrance into East Village, many of you know it here. So there's a natural crossing there, and then further up, about halfway up, they're gonna have flashing lights and another crossing as well planned as part of the Frank Kennedy extension. So considering that there'll need to be some adjustments to adapt to those plans that have been finalized and approved.
And it's been my experience that when we come and when this comes into development, like physical, we have the money, we're gonna do it, it goes into final design, all of those, it's not done in isolation, it's not just this road corridor, it's like what's happening on and around this road, and where are people going, because they don't wanna put a pedestrian crossing in a spot that's not gonna be used, or if they are putting in a pedestrian crossing, how do we get people to the actual desired destination after that? Last thing you want to do is, cross somewhere around here and then be told that you have to go around like that. That's not going to happen. We all know that. So that's the detailed design of the future.
When we talk about crosswalk, is there any plan for cross rides for bicycles?
Actually, flashing lights, so everybody will stop. So,
Yeah,
Bus rides away, you can ride your bike across opposed to
Yeah.
getting off at the.
And that's why we're here, Citizen for Safe Cycling, is we need to start cross-ride, not just crosswalk, because you want cyclists to go from point A to point B without getting off their bike every minute. And that's why, in this case, if they're planning for crosswalk, is cross-ride something to think about?
Do we,
So
is
just-
this going to be?
can we just, so on that one, we have to get a message to Joe Motion. He's the MOJSEJ. It's joe.mojsej@ottawa.ca, and CC the councillor, please, Bob Annette, because the plan was already developed and approved, and there would